Okay, hi, it's Marina Sharkey. For my service learning this year, I went to the House of Grace after school program. It's basically a program that allows kids to come there after school, hang out, get a snack, do some homework, and learn basic rules for respect and, getting along with others. It is offered to mostly the children that live on the block. A lot of them walk over from their homes. They live on the same street as the church because it's easy to get to. They don't have to worry about transportation. So a lot of them are the kids that just live on the street. A couple of them live a couple blocks away. Most of them are refugee kids. We have a couple kids that come from the Congo and Africa. 3 girls that came from Korea. A brother and a sister that are, their parents are from Mexico. But it's a very diverse program. I really enjoyed it. I worked about exactly 20 hours this semester, and I attended an orientation at the beginning. I also did service learning here last year. And requested to come back because I loved it so much. I loved the kids, and a lot of the kids from last year were the same this year. But yeah, I love it. I had a great time with the kids. I formed real close relationships with some of them. So what we do there is I get there at about 3 o'clock. I went obviously once a week. What happens is we would just have like a half hour of recreational time where we would either go outside if it was nice. We would play games, board games. Their favorite game is Mumball, which is a creative thinking game. But after that, we have a little bit of a snack, and I think it's real fun. Their favorite snack is salsa and chips. And, being kids that come from all different backgrounds, I just think it's really interesting how they all choose their favorite as chips and salsa. But, yep, we have a little bit of snack, and then what we do is we go upstairs to the classroom where Sunday school is usually held for the church, and we have what's called the Circle of Power and Respect. And what the Circle of Power and Respect does is, like I mentioned before, it teaches kids how to have basic skills to get along with people, to have respect towards other people. They learn things like raising their hand before they talk, don't talk when other people are talking. Just basic respectful things, which is good because coming from a different culture, they might not know everything, so that's good to teach them. We usually start off the circle with a share time, so they're able to share something about their day, their favorite food, what they did in school, who they like hanging out with, just a share. We usually play a game, and then we end it with a prayer. It's a church, and I think that's really good for them because, like I said, it teaches them how to be respectful, and yeah. So like I mentioned before, I absolutely loved this program. There was a different director last year than there was this year, which was a little bit different for me, obviously, because I was used to the other person. But the director this year was very nice. It was good that I was back for a second year because I was able to kind of help the director to understand what happened last year, what needs to change for this year. So it was really good to, have a bond with last year's director and this year. The program is run, the director who runs it is from the Peace Corps. So it does, unfortunately, probably will only have 1 year in the program, which is sad. But yeah, I formed a really close bond with a lot of the kids, like I mentioned before. Some of the kids were there last year and then came again this year. I have one favorite in particular, which probably isn't good, but I did have one favorite little girl who just cracks me up. She was one of the ones from Africa, and what was funny about her is that she came to the program with her 3 siblings, and I just would laugh because I would be talking to her in English at one point, and she would turn to her siblings and go something else in a different language, and I just thought it was so funny how she could just switch back and forth from English to a different language and back and understand everything, and she just cracks me up. But I think we have about 10 kids at the most. Between 10 of them, we figured out the other day that there are 8 languages total that is spoken between all of the kids. Most of them can speak English fairly well, but we have girls that can speak Korean. We have kids that can speak French, Swahili. There's a little boy who's from Nepal who can speak both Nepalese and Hindi. Like I mentioned before, we have a brother and a sister whose parents are from Mexico and they can speak Spanish. There's another language that the kids that come from Africa can speak. I'm not sure what it is, though they said it way too fast and they didn't know how to spell it. But I think it's really neat how in such a, just on the street there's, 8 languages that are spoken and that are probably more. So I just think it's really cool how, like I said, such a diverse street, something so small can come together and, they all get along with each other. They all kind of form a bond with each other. So I think that's really neat. But concepts and readings from the class. I think since we talked about a lot of different races and ethnicities in class, I think that that's important since, like I said, we have so many diverse kids in this program. Also, we did talk about refugee kids, which is where most of these kids have backgrounds with. They're all refugees. I know that a couple of them still tell me that their parents don't even speak English in the home. So, it's got to be tough for them because, they range from, I think the youngest is in 3rd grade this year and the oldest is in 8th. So, it's got to be tough for them. I definitely am very proud of them for being able to adapt so quickly to a new culture and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm very sad that I'm done. Like I said, I had 2 semesters with the House of Grace, and I'm sad that it's over. I really grew to love these kids. They made me a thank you note when I left that, says thank you for helping us, and they all wrote and signed it for me, which I shed a tear a little bit, not gonna lie. But I love them. I got to know all of them on an individual basis and help them with their homework and just have fun with them, playing games and eating snack and learning about their lives. And I'm really gonna miss them. I'm hopefully gonna be able to visit them soon. As far as comments and recommendations for the program go, I think it would be good if they found a permanent director. Like I said, the director last year unfortunately had to go out of state to a different career, I believe. So it's been switching, which is also, it must be hard on the kids then because they get used to somebody and then they have to go, which is why I don't like leaving. But maybe finding a more permanent director. I know that's difficult, but maybe that would help a little bit. Other than that, I think that's really it. I thought it was a great program. The kids are learning valuable life lessons. They're learning to get along with people despite, racial or ethnical differences, which I think is really good. Yeah, so I think that's it. I had a really great time these last 2 semesters with them, and I'm really going to miss them. But that is my experience with the House of Grace after school program and all my kids. Thank you.